Good evening. I'm going to try to walk you through taking a practice test in Canvas, just like you will be doing on Tuesday for your first exam. So when you land in your Canvas page, here on the right-hand side, you'll see the to-do list. This is one of the places that you can find your quizzes. Also, if you are in your Canvas, and you collapse all the modules and collapse them on down to the current week that we are in, which is week 4, we can also find the practice test right here as well and the file upload there. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the practice test. So take practice test in the practice taking a Canvas test. That is what it is called. So once it loads up here, which I'm sorry, my computer's a little slow, we're going to do that. Now, once you're in here, you will go ahead and you will click on this. I'm not going to click this because it's going to take so long to upload this, but you would open this test. You can print it out for yourself, do it at a totally at your leisure, and then come back and take the quiz. After you do that, you're going to work the problems. You're going to watch the YouTube video that I'm creating. You're going to download the CAM scanner if possible. This is a really valuable tool, so I highly recommend it. You're going to answer the questions in your Canvas quiz, and then you're going to scan your file and upload it to the assignment created for this purpose. And then you're going to upload the same file to the comments quiz, and that's just practice in case something happens. So here's how you would go ahead and take the quiz. I am not going to answer these quiz questions accurately, so don't look at my answers and go, oh yeah, now I've got the answers to these. None of them are going to be correct. Alright, so once the questions load, they're going to be viewed one at a time. Always at the top you'll see the instructions, so you can just pretty much scroll down and ignore those. So this says give the prime factorization for 12. You need to write it as a product for full credit. The input instructions here, you need to follow those. So I just say, okay, well, I think that this is going to be 2 times 6. And then, okay, I've got it. And so I click on next. And then once it saves that, it goes to my next question. And I look at that and I say, okay, well, 18 times 12, and that's going to be my least common denominator. So I'm going to say my least common denominator is going to be 512. Okay. Click on next, and now my next question comes up. And I say, okay, so my next one, this is going to be 2/12. And notice that I've typed in 2/ and then 12. And then I say, okay, that's my answer. Next. And then I go to my next one. This one's going to be a mixed number, so I'm going to say that my answer this time is 5¼ So you notice how I put in 5 and then space and then 1/4. Right, moving on to my next question. I feel like I'm really doing great on this quiz. Great confidence. Okay, so now I look at this order of operation question aside, and I've decided that my answer is going to be 12. So I'm going to input my answer as 12. And then I click next. Now you notice that one of the questions got skipped. See, we're on question 6 up here, but it says question 7. That's because one of the questions is totally a file upload. There is nothing to input into Canvas. You will find some questions like that on your exam as well. So now I decide on this one. Okay, I think that 6 is going to be my average hours studied. And so 6 hours. I put in the units, right, and not forget that. And then I say, okay, next. All right, solve the equation for this on your paper. So I've decided that this answer is going to be 5,293. And then I'm going to see that there's no next here. That means I've finished the questions. That's the end of the quiz, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to submit the quiz. And now, once it's done submitting the quiz, it's thinking. Remember, my computer's really slow. This is my old computer, so it takes a little time to process things. So there we go. So now I see that there's a grade over here, so I could go and take a look at my grades. I can also see my grades down here, and then I can go and I can take a look at what my answers are and the fact that they were incorrect. So there we go. That's the end of it. Now, there will be a link here to upload the file. I'll link this to the upload. But right now, if we go back to the home, we'll say we've already used Cam Scanner and we've already uploaded the file to our computer. So it's stored somewhere on your computer or stored in a Dropbox on your phone. So now I'm going to go to the one that says practice for a file upload. So I'm going to go to the upload assignment. And so it tells you all about this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to submit the assignment. So now I see that the assignment here, I'm going to browse for my file, and I'm just going to use the file that I downloaded as the practice taking Canvas test and open that. And if you want to, you can leave me a comment. Here is my answer sheet. And then I can submit my assignment. Okay, so that's one of the things I want you to practice doing. Now, the other thing that I want you to look at is I want you to go to your grades. And I want you to waiting for it to load. Patience while my slow computer loads. So now you'll go to practice taking the Canvas test, and I want you to go ahead and click on that. And then I want you to add a comment to this. So what I want you to do is I want you to add a comment. I had a glitch and could not get my file uploaded. So here it is. Right? And then you go to attach file and you browse, and we choose that file again and upload it here. And then I save it. Now, this time, if we go back to the grades, you'll see that right over here by the practice taking Canvas test file upload, there's a little comment there, and then there's a comment here as well. So each of these has comments in them, so that shows that you have done that. So that is what your And that's what your test is going, or your file uploads are going to do. And this is going to be due by Sunday night because I want you to do this in plenty of time to get a practice run in and have any questions answered before you take the actual test. All right, that's it.